So let's talk about Nebraska, Illinois. This game is being played in Champaign. It features the first game of head coach Brett Bielema at the University of Illinois. Nebraska is going in a 7-point favorite on the road. It being week 0, we don't have anything to go on as far as what they're going to look like on the field this year. But we can look at last year and kind of really get at least a little something of what we might expect to see. As far as Nebraska goes, they go by Adrian Martinez. He has, over the last 3 years, led the FBS in lost fumbles. He cannot hold on to the ball. 15 lost fumbles over the last 3 years, more than anyone else in FBS. He's also an injury. He gets hurt. The way he moves around, he just puts himself in a position to get hurt. Yeah, his completion percentage is high. Last year he completed 71.5% of his passes, but he only threw for 4 touchdowns.
That's insane.
So kind of put that together.
That's a weird stat.
Yeah, his number 1 receiver transferred to Louisville. Wan'Dale Robinson is gone. So, I just don't know what they have at wide receiver. Their offensive line is going to be good. Yeah. I think, they have one of the best, interior offensive linemen possibly in the country. Their center is really, really good. But if they can't keep Adrian Martinez upright, I don't know who's behind Adrian Martinez. Luke McCaffrey was there last year. He transferred out. Just as far as Nebraska's offense goes, I don't love it. I don't know who's running the ball for them. I'm not sure they know who's running the ball for them. I don't know who's catching the passes for them. I know Adrian Martinez is throwing them in probably catchable balls when he has a clean pocket. But, I don't know.
Adrian Martinez is a stigma to me. It's rare that you find a 4th-year senior be a starting head coach, starting quarterback for a football team. I'll get it out in a minute. But he's not a star, really. He's not like a stud that the whole country knows his name and opponents are afraid of him. Like, for you to be a 4-year starter, that means you started as a freshman. And is it, man, it's just his injuries, his lack of consistency has just kind of allowed for his star, quote unquote, to die out. You talked about how he leads all of college football in fumbles, but that leads into the enigma part of him. Most quarterbacks are going to be pulled if they fumble the ball as often as he does. If you turn the ball over as much as he does, you're not going to keep your job. He has kept his job throughout all of this, really only missing time due to injuries.
He did get benched last year for about half the season before he took the job back.
But he got the job back because they realized, all right, benching him wasn't the answer. Maybe it's not him. Maybe the problem's Frost. We definitely alluded to the fact that this is Frost's first year with seat getting a little warm here, getting a little toasty, things getting a little dicey in Big Red country. And I'm curious, the one side of the ball, we grow up. The reason we talk about Nebraska, the reason Nebraska is a household name is because of the Nebraska of the 90s, the 80s and the 90s. And we remember those black shirt defenses and how amazing they were. Defensive coordinator Eric Chandler, he has high hopes for the Huskers this year, but he's paid to. That's his job. That's his responsibility. He believes they could be a vastly improved defense from last year. I do not. I just don't. I got to see it. And even if they play great against Illinois, I don't know if that's enough evidence because I'm not 100% sure how great Illinois is.
Yeah, so let's talk about Illinois here. Brett Bielema comes in. He comes into a fairly empty cupboard. Got a bunch of transfers coming in. He's trying to do a rapid change in culture. He's trying to show that a head coach at the University of Illinois can have a pulse. I mean, I'm not here to bag on Lovie Smith, but we knew who Lovie Smith was as his tenure there ran on. As a Northwestern fan, I loved Lovie Smith as the head coach of Illinois because we knew we would be able to beat them every year. But Bielema comes in, his track record speaks for itself. He did great things at Wisconsin. He was put in a tough position at Arkansas. He had some success at Arkansas,
that's right.
But really wasn't given a fair shake by the Arkansas fans and kind of SEC country, if you will. But, spent a little time in the NFL, is making his quote unquote triumphant return back to college football. I think in the long run, Bielema is a great hire for Illinois. But to start off, we'll see. They were not good last year. Brandon Peters is their quarterback. Yep. You might remember him from such starting quarterback jobs as Michigan before he transferred to Illinois. 53.8% completion percentage while he's been at Illinois. Nothing to really write home about. I don't love Brandon Peters, but Bielema's game is running the ball. Yep. He's got Chase Brown and Chase Hayden, a couple chases as they're on the running back crew. Brown was the Illinois' leading rusher last year. Hayden actually played for Bielema at Arkansas before he transferred to Eastern Carolina and then came to Illinois. This is his first year as a grad transfer. If Illinois is able to run the ball and control the clock, which I think they might be able to do, we'll see. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I love Brett Bielema. He's one of my favorite coaches. I believe that maybe not the Arkansas fans, but the Arkansas administration wanted a fast turnaround. But, you just cannot turn a ship around the way Arkansas was construed it. They were ready to run a super spread, high-powered, or I guess high-flying Bobby Petrino offense. And then they want to go to big, nasty, best offensive lineman in the country, pounding the ball, running the ball down your throat, putting 500 yards of offense on the ground. And they were thinking, we can do that overnight. Yeah, that's not how the offensive line works. You can go find wide receivers and running backs anywhere, shake enough, bushes, and they'll come running out. Guys have speed and talent all over this country. To find men that are that big, that strong, and that athletic to run the offensive line schemes that Brett likes to run takes time. Arkansas didn't realize that. I do think Illinois realizes it, which means how good is that line going to be this year? I think they're going to struggle, but I also think with scheming, with a little bit of fire under them, with a little bit of trust and revitalization by Brett and the coaching staff there, I think they're better than expected, which overall for the season, I'm probably not expecting a lot from them. In this game, as a touchdown dog, I think I'll take the touchdown head start. I think I'll take the home team, Sam. What about you?
No, I'm 100% with you on this. To be a home underdog by a touchdown over a team that just wasn't that good last year, I give me the points for sure. But even more tasty, the money line, to win straight outright is plus 225.
Yeah.
I like that. I think, I legitimately think Illinois can win this game. And if you're going to give me plus 225 on that, give me Illinois outright. That's where I'm going.
Wow, that's a big game. I think they can win it too. I don't have the Stones view right now, but man, I like the bet. I like the play. I respect the action.